the second of 3 slides that are just critical, that can revolutionize your marketing if you get this, is this whole idea of market sophistication and something called the unique mechanism. Now, if any of you have read Eugene Schwartz, Breakthrough Advertising, you'll probably be familiar with this idea of marketplace sophistication and the unique mechanism. If you haven't read Breakthrough Advertising, shame on you. You should all go to Amazon and buy a copy immediately. I believe it's the absolute best marketing book ever written, Breakthrough Advertising, Eugene Schwartz. And in Breakthrough Advertising, Eugene Schwartz, he talks about this idea that markets get more sophisticated over time as they are exposed to marketing, as they're exposed to advertising, as they're exposed to promises and claims from marketers. They become more sophisticated. Their, call it their advertising sophistication increases. And what happens is, if your marketing, if your message, if your promise, if your claims don't follow that path as they become more sophisticated, your marketing will stop working, because the market's become more sophisticated and your marketing hasn't. And let me give you an example. I'll give you an example, and I'm sure I won't do it justice from the book, but I'll give you an example from the book, and I'll never forget this. From the time that I read this, I've had so many discussions with, like I said, with Rich Schefrin and some other high-level marketers about this, and hopefully it'll change your whole perspective as well. The example in the book is, Schwartz gives this example of the weight loss market. And when weight loss products first came out, like when the weight loss industry was non-existent and then it became existent overnight because of the first marketer, so to speak. Excuse me, just had to take a drink. The claim didn't have to be anything more than lose weight, right? It was like, or how to lose weight. When that first marketer came into that niche, so to speak, and almost created that niche by being that first person, the first company to offer a product, their claim was very basic, because nobody else was making any other type of claim. And so in a market where you are you're making, in a market where you're selling a product or service for the very first time, which is rare for all of us, right? Your claims can be very basic. Well, what happened is, with the weight loss market, is over time, individuals became more sophisticated. And then those type of ads that were just like how to lose weight, lose weight, they stopped working as the market became saturated with other individuals making the same claim. And so then the market goes into this stage 2 of sophistication. And in stage 2 of sophistication, what marketers did in the weight loss industry was they blew up their claims. In other words, they expanded their claims. They made bigger and bolder promises. Now it wasn't just how to lose weight, but it was how to lose 7 pounds in 7 days or something like that. And so in that stage 2 level of sophistication, it's all about expanding your claim, or I should really say expanding your promise. Every good marketing piece, every good marketing campaign is built on a solid promise, a promise that is just big, bold, powerful, and unique. And so in this stage 2, it's about adding in that, that big, bold promise. Well, of course, just like before, marketers followed suit, and in stage 2, what happens is claims just got bigger and bigger, promises just got bigger and bigger, to the point where you couldn't make a bigger claim anymore without either lying or just being unbelievable. And so at that point, because it was just now filled with these gigantic claims, marketing stopped working. And you could see that in niches. I've been in niches that had very little competition when I started in the niche, and then at the end of being in that niche, it was just crazy competitive. And again, as the claims got bigger, those big claim headlines and those big promise campaigns stopped working as well as they did before. And so then you go into this stage 3. And this is where this is really, really cool, because in stage 3, it's no longer about the bigger, bolder claim. Because to make a bigger, especially like an IM, it's ridiculous. Like I get emails with subject lines like, $5 million in 24 hours. It's like, it gets to the point where not only can you not make a bigger claim, because it's just not feasible. You can't make a bigger claim because it's not believable, and it doesn't even resonate anymore. You get to the point where if somebody says, $50 million in 24 hours, it's just not even, it doesn't resonate anymore with the average prospect. And so at stage 3, what happens, and this is huge, so please get this. What happens is it's no longer about the bigger promise. It's now about incorporating what Schwartz referred to as a unique mechanism. And you see this all over with savvy marketing. You'll see this in good infomercials. You'll see this in just good campaigns where again the market is competitive, but in order to distinguish yourself and in order to make your marketing believable and credible, you have to have this unique mechanism. And in the example of the weight loss niche, it became like, it became this thing like, let's go back to that, lose 7 pounds in 7 days. And this is just a random example, but lose 7 pounds in 7 days with by chewing this Amazon rainforest bark just once a week. And then it would go on to explain that this Amazon rainforest bark, what it did was it absorbed, fat in your stomach and didn't allow for the passage of fat to accumulate in your cells. And so that, Amazon rainforest bark became the unique mechanism. And you'll see this if you pay attention. Now that, if you're hearing this for the first time, now that you're aware of this, you'll see this in infomercials. You'll know, if you watch any infomercials, the moment that you hear them say, the secret is in the blah, 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 that blah, blah, blah is the unique mechanism. The secret is in the lead-based spray can that seals anything that's cracked, scientifically proven. That's the unique mechanism. And so then it becomes about finding a unique mechanism that you can highlight in your marketing. That unique mechanism is what becomes the thing that delivers the big benefit. It's that unique mechanism that is the thing that differentiates your product, your service, from what everybody else is selling in your niche. It's that unique mechanism that really makes it credible, makes it believable, and sets it apart. But what happens, taking it a step further, if somebody comes in and a competitor and they steal your unique mechanism, let's just say, and what you see is competitors coming up with their own unique mechanism or trying to come up with their own unique mechanism. And so, they prevent like the commoditization of their product by having this unique mechanism. But if somebody did come along and they did swipe your unique mechanism idea and use it in their marketing, because all it really is an idea. That's what the unique mechanism is. It's not necessarily always built into the product. It's not always necessarily in the product. Sometimes it's about marketing. It's about pulling out an idea and presenting it as the unique mechanism. And I can give you an example later on if you want from a piece of technology that we sell to chiropractors in one of our companies. But in that stage, if somebody came along and they stole your unique mechanism, what it becomes about is then you just blowing up that unique mechanism, meaning that the unique mechanism, it's now, the other dude's mechanism is, the Amazon rainforest, bark that you got to chew on once a week. And yours is the unique Amazon, rainforest bark that you just swallow a pill once a month. And so, it's the same unique mechanism, but then it is, kind of blown up. And so I want you to really understand this aspect of where your market's level of sophistication is at.